FEMA should be finalized within the week. I've already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable?
He didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over to the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of armed attacks on shipments. There's not enough vaccine to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate.
Of course they're desperate. They can smell their death, and the sound they'll make rattling their cage will serve as a warning to the rest.
I hope you're not underestimating the problem. The others may not go as quietly as you think. Intelligence indicates they're behind the problems in Paris.
A bunch of pretentious old men playing at running the world. But the world left them behind long ago. We are the future.
We have other problems.
UNATCO?
Formed by executive order after the terrorist strike on the statue. I have someone in place, though. I'm more concerned about Savage. He relocated to Vandenberg.
Our biochem corpus is far in advance of theirs, as is our electronic sentience. And their ethical inflexibility has allowed us to make progress in areas they refuse to consider.
The augmentation project?
Among other things, but I must admit that I have been somewhat disappointed in the performance of the primary unit.
The secondary unit should be online soon. It's currently undergoing preparation and will be operational within 6 months. My people will continue to report on its progress. Necessarily, the primary will be terminated.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon, orderly, a new age. Aquinas spoke of the mythical city on the hill. Soon, that city will be a reality, and we will crown its king. God.
I am so proud.
Good evening, everybody.
to FEMA
Welcome to the
should be-
Midnight Show. It's been a while. You're right. No one knows what the Midnight Show is. There's like, you know that guy that no one knows? He has a show that no one knows as well. It's a hoot. Get the mic a little bit closer to my face. I don't know if upgraded is the proper word to use, but I got a new microphone cord. It's a little bit more sturdy than the last one, so hopefully we're coming through loud and clear. I just pulled a couple of news stories. There it is. Thank you. I am fucking sorry, Richard. Also with me today, so I didn't even read the date. It's October 5th, 2020, 10:30 p.m. Pacific time. And, of course, Robot Spencer and his soundboard, they're here to entertain us. So, my mistake, and apologies, sir. It's been a while. I'm a little rusty to the streaming game. As some of you might know, I have not at all been working on videos or streaming or anything like that. And a couple people, maybe not a whole lot, but enough people said, can you come out and say hi, for fuck's sake? Can you entertain us? It's a boring night. I don't know. I can't promise that I'll entertain you. Look, I got to be honest with you folks. Even I know that I have a little bit of self-awareness. I can make you cringe for a little bit, and if you find that entertaining, then I'll do my best. But it's been boring for the most part. Even just internet stuff. I haven't been paying attention much to the news, but I have a clip here of Donald Trump supposedly gasping for air. I think that's a good place to start. We'll just read the news like every other self-respecting YouTuber out there. There we go. Now, how about that filter? I don't know if I like the scan lines. We can always take them out. So here's the video in question. He does look like he's gasping for air. Richard Spencer is winning right now, by the way. Whatever he's doing, I would consider that a divisive victory. Decisive victory. Anyway, so this is right after he took his mask off. I'm not sure if any of you have to deal with wearing masks and running around like a little lab rat. But yeah, when you take that son of a bitch off, usually it peels off because there's enough condensation from your exhale over the course of several hours. You peel that sucker off, dude, suddenly it's like I don't even know how to explain, like how if you feel when you take your socks off for the night, you're like, oh man, my shoes are off, I'm relaxed. You take your mask off, it's like that, but also you can finally breathe properly. The way nature intended for you to breathe. And then I have to get new masks. Mine keep falling off. I can't keep a mask on my face to save my life. And part of the reason is I wear one of those stupid socks with the end cut off. You guys, I don't know what the word is. I don't know the proper nomenclature, but the one you just pull over your face and then hope it stays up. It's the modern day equivalent. Move the cursor. Yes, there you go. You're welcome. It's the modern day equivalent of trying to keep your pants up with no belt. So I have $1 million idea, chat. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to take rubber bands or some sort of elastic material, and I'm going to like super glue them onto a bunch of cheaply made masks, preferably made in China. Next sleeve is correct. Yes. And that way, you could just have a rubber band, just keep that sucker on your face. What? Fuck all of these people who made us do this. The little song and dance, and what's frustrating, what's most frustrating, is that customers, employees, no one buys into it. Nobody buys into it. The only people who buy into it are indoctrinated by social media in the first place, and the rest of us are just forced to go along with it, like having a sibling who has a debilitating mental illness. We just kind of go, okay, well, I guess we're all schizophrenic now. That's where we're at now. We're all fucking schizos. That's the schizo timeline, is you get all of the drawbacks from being crazy without any of the perks. You don't get no government check. Your ass has to watch this shit on loop on the media, and then get up and pull up your pants and go to work. What kind of shit is that? They should be paying us hazard pay, man. They should be throwing so much money at us. They need to appease the people. But I'll go ahead and play this one more time. We really don't need the audio. It's just a bunch of white noise, maybe black noise. Oh, man. I forgot Wu was in there, too. It's been a while. Californians are totally insane. That's right, buddy. That's right. What? Let's just see how it goes. I think people will be surprised the more they learn about this particular area of the country. Yeah, I know one person. You see, before I get into the other post here, I had talked to somebody in real life. The only person I know that just buys everything they read on the internet. They don't do any further research. Hate Trump, blah, 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 right? And she asked me if I heard about him getting diagnosed, and I said, yeah, I did. But you know what impressed me about him? And I say, you guys know how critical I am of Trump. Probably more critical than the anti-Trump people in a lot of cases. But when he started to treat the alleged COVID-19 infection he had, what did he use? He used the same thing that he encouraged everybody else to use. Now, maybe he was just being truthful when he said this is the best thing we've got. And if that's the case, he was a politician caught being honest. Kind of admire that a little bit. Just as much as you could admire one of these fucking pricks, just that much, just ever so slightly. Or, hypothetically, maybe it doesn't work and he's just eating crow. I mean, it could go either way. I think it's more likely that he decided to practice what he preached, and we'll see if he gets better. I'm doing good, Stone Mexican guy. I'm doing good. It's been a long week, but there is hardly anything more satisfying than the feeling of a job well done. So I haven't been streaming much. I've just been playing video games. Just been indulging in my inner weeb. I'll tell you, chat. We'll let people pour in here for a minute. I'll just ramble about shit and then drive most of them away. But I've been playing Final Fantasy VII. And I got to the end of the game, and I found an area where you could easily farm materia, specifically like AP for materia. So to make a very long story short, I won't explain the exploit, but I ended up with 7 pairs of mime and counter. And what happens is, hypothetically, right, say I start the battle and I use Omni Slash. Now, this is one of the most powerful attacks in the game. I'm never gonna, like, I don't think, how long has that bot been in place and it still gets me every time? Okay, so Omni Slash, most powerful fucking attack in the game, so Limit Break for Cloud. You start the battle and use it. Every time Cloud gets attacked, he will mime 7 times. 7 times of the previous action, meaning that all Sephiroth has to do is attack Cloud, and he gets hit with Omni Slash 7 times. It was fucking pretty satisfying. I had him 1v1 Ruby weapon. That was pretty sweet. I did catch a few funny clips. I don't know what I'll use them for, but there are just some funny things I was able to do with character models. Yeah, get on with it. Yeah, so that's basically, I beat the shit out of Final Fantasy VII, and then I didn't beat the shit out of Spelunky 2, which I'm salty as fuck about. But anyway, let's bring up the next one here. Spencer Althouse, another verified user, community manager, writer, BuzzFeed. So another baked Alaska Light, more or less. He says here, I had really bad asthma as a kid, and I'd gasp for air like this when my inhaler wasn't enough and I needed a nebulizer. Trump is not doing as well as they're trying to convince us. Yeah, I think Trump is trying to show that he's a strong guy. I think it's as simple as that. But there are a lot of these takes right now. It's trending on the old Twitter feed. Did you guys know that he's actually getting people killed? I even saw Charbo say, it's your fault 200,000 people are dead. I know people unironically think this is why I think it's so funny. It's not even outrageous, it's just funny. It's like Trump himself would just walk up and just killed 200,000 people. Looked right into their eyes. Locked the kids into the cages. Oh, by the way, now that everybody had their piss and shit fit about the kids in the cages at the border, isn't it mysteriously convenient that those stories are gone despite the problems having not been solved? Anyway, these dirty pricks, man, every last one of them, and that does include Trump too. I don't trust any of these bastards, but these people are fucking schizos, man. Unironic schizos. But yeah, he had just taken off his mask to breathe. Let's see if I can find. I'll switch over to this real quick. There was a study done. Now, when the COVID stuff was popping off, we took a look at this. But it said that masks actually impede your ability to breathe by about 80%, I think. That's just a whole rabbit hole to go down to. I don't think that's a good idea. Next thing you know, we're going to be pulling up obscure fucking articles from a month ago that are completely obsolete by now. Yeah, I don't understand how it's Trump's fault. You know who I blame? Everybody else. I blame the people. No, to be serious. This is, if it's real and there's no theatrics behind it, this isn't anybody's fault but the person who intentionally tried to infect the world. Use common sense. Well, that's no fun, man. Forget obscure articles. Use common sense. Yeah, I mean, I think the average person, at least in my own experience, the average person sees through all of this. Thank you, Bald Guy Creation. Much appreciated, man. Yeah, and what's worse is that the livelihoods of hundreds of millions of Americans have been completely devastated. Small businesses completely destroyed. Big corporation chains are all the way, sales through the roof. Bezos is laughing all the way to the bank. And while everybody's fucking homeless, they're also being terrorized by what I consider to be like psychological terror by the government, aided and abetted by the media. And no one buys into it, but no one can be too vocal about it because they don't want to be the next person with a viral fucking video with a thing in their face. They just don't want to deal with that. And yeah, I mean, one moment they'll tell you one thing, another moment they'll tell you another thing. Just the latest boogeyman, because they were running out of boogeymen. But even if, right, let's say that this thing killed 2 million people, right? Let's put down a crazy hypothetical. 2 million people die, right? Is that still worth ruining the livelihoods of the rest of the country? Just to save a few, to try to flatten the curve? At what point are the means such a large cost that they outweigh the potential goods of the ends? And that's just my take anyway. And I know that the CDC a while back said, well, 9,000 people who have died from the virus, and they only had the virus. So the other 95% of the 200,000 people who have died all had different conditions, like a different underlying issues. Just the whole thing's fishy as fuck. And then when you consider just how many people have to work for corporations and small food chains and things like that. What's that meme from Deus Ex? At the beginning of the 1900s, more than 90% of Americans were self-employed. Now it's 5%. And yes, I see why Godwinson got fucked up trying to say it. Perspicacity. I know I've said it before. Perspicacity. You're messing with nature. That's the true hubris of modern civilization. It's that all of these institutions, these people, especially the politicians, the scientists, the authoritative scientists, they are so arrogant to think that they can control not only nature itself, but the direction of nature and the direction of humankind. Good times, man. Good times. Anyway, I've been rambling for just a minute, folks. What else is new? That's basic. What this show is. People have told me this, and I said, you know what? Maybe I'll agree to that. It's kind of a stream of consciousness, right? Where I have things planned, but mostly I just fire from the hip. All right, so here's a clip from MSNBC. This is what they're saying on the news about this.
Lives at risk, and we haven't heard one iota of humility, sorrow, or even the faintest hint that he now understands what millions of Americans do and that he will work to protect them. You heard none of that.
This is a Mussolini moment. Donald Trump, who looks like he has makeup on, which means somebody had to get close enough to make up his face with his favorite orange patina. He's standing there as if he is, a member of the old Russian Tsar family.
These people, like, I know it's kind of a beaten horse to say these people are fucking nuts and insane. What did she say? She basically said that he was Mussolini by going out there, and that look at him, he has makeup on, he's trying to hide something. Like, they're gonna sit there and analyze their own fucking shadow. But meanwhile, when the people on the team that they like, because it's okay as long as it's the team that they like, when they're doing things, underhanded things, like selling out your right to privacy. Cocksucker. They certainly are, bud. She must follow Nick Fuentes. I'm sure she is a fan. I didn't even see that epic and ironic stream that he did with Baked Alaska. Trying to hook up with chicks at the fucking mall. Just like his high school. Yeah. You know, I have found over time that this might be one of the only places where people won't get timed out and banned, which is why I stopped. That's why everyone's wrenches got taken. Like, all right, guys, no, we gotta try to let things go their own way. The chat going their own way. All right. So it has been a fucking wild week. So bring up Johnny Arcade's channel. By the way, this guy puts out a lot of the good clips. So I'll go ahead and drop that link there if you want to follow it. This is how I see a lot of things because I don't watch TV anymore. I just wait until somebody clips out the good parts. No, that wasn't a commentary on modern or current E-drama, by the way. That was just irony. You just don't get it.
The reason I was able to stay sequestered in my
Okay, the
home
volume on this
because
clip is abysmally low. I can't hear it, but I'll crank it to full volume and we'll see what we can do.
The reason I was able to stay sequestered in my home is because some black woman was able to stack the grocery shelf. The reason I was able to stay...
I mean, that does sound like something Joe Biden would say. Oh, yeah, here, that's the one I wanted to see.
Robert C. Byrd was a parliamentary library, a keeper of the institution of the Senate, and he was the institution itself. But to me, and many people here today, like guys I see, Bill Bradley and Jim Sasser, who've long left the Senate for greener pastures, and I hope better remuneration. We used to kid about that too, but for a lot of us, he was a friend, he was a mentor, and he was a guide.
There are white niggers. I've seen a lot of white niggers in my time. I'm going to use that word.
Holy fuck, I didn't know liberalism went back this far. There you have it, chat. Game, set, and match. Oh, I don't think he said bears. I think there was a different word he said. And the Democrats, man, I guess, the Democrats were just a different type of people back in the day. Sarkon, no. So, I don't want to beat a horse or join in a Caesar moment, so to speak, if you pick up what I'm putting down. But I just wanted to real quick rip on this because this is some funny shit. This is a clip channel for Nick Fuentes. Here, I'll bring this up, called Happy 69. Nice. And this is an IRL stream that he did with Baked Alaska. And we'll just play a little bit of it and just watch these chicks just rip them in half. It's pretty good. But the real reason I even figured I would bring this up and have a poke at it is as simple as this. This is a channel that clips this thinking they look cool. You tell me, chat. Do these guys look cool to you?
Hey, wait, come here. What's going on, guys?
Hey!
Yo,
Let's go.
why do you love Fortnite?
What was that?
Let's go. Yo, what? Do you guys vote in Trump 2020?
No.
What?
What?
Why not? Who are you voting for?
Because he's a racist.
That's
What?
awesome, though. That's great.
Look at this
Let's go.
T-pose, though.
God, we got a Trump supporters here.
You got 2 Trump supporters. Let's go.
6
Hold on a
million
second.
Trump supporters.
Yes. What's up? Why? Wait. Why? No, we're just curious. Why don't you like Trump? I just want to ask.
Because he's...
So, just this is the IRL lifestyle. And they argue with these girls for several minutes in order to try to red pill them on the Jews, on Israel, on international foreign policy regarding Israel and the plight of the Palestinian people. But this was one of the, this guy talks about how things are cringe, right? The cringe super chats, wignats. Brother, this is cringe, okay? This is fucking cringe. I've seen some virgins talk to a lady or two in my day, and I'll say that was definitely the case here, and I'm not even knocking him for it. It's just the cringe of it is amazing. We had some shut it downs in chat, so I'm gonna let it play a little bit longer. Skip.
Things he said about women. You gonna cry about it?
The things he says about women are funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and?
That's a terrible trait.
They're trying to be Dennis
Women
Reynolds.
need to stay in the kitchen. Like,
Let's go.
What's wrong with that?
God, I can't believe you said
What? Women need to stay in their place in the kitchen, and they need to take care of the kids.
Let's go.
It's true. It's what's going to make everyone happy.
Look, men.
See, I'm gonna stop it there. You know what would have been funny? This is how they could have been somewhat entertaining. Pardon me. Look at my friend here, my compatriot, Nick Fuentes. He has a thing for felines. And can you believe this man is a virgin? Look at him. Just look at him. Here, I'll bring him up. Feast your eyes on the prince. All right, there he is.
a decent age.
There it is. Perfect. You ladies need to bow before your king. No, I did see the Godwinson video, and I don't want to pull. Like I said, I don't want it to be a Caesar moment. But something he didn't bring up is look at how cool they look. Look at how fucking based and red-pilled and cool these guys fucking look. Trying to red-pill the kids. Like, it's some next level shit. It hurts to watch. This is who TV raised, folks. The media raised people like Nick Fuentes. Why is he dressed like a child predator? Hey, dude, you asked the question. I read it out. I don't know. I'm not the type to ask questions like this. It's fucking something else, man. So, again, this channel, Happy69, let's take a look. Their uploads, they're a very dedicated clip channel for Nick Fuentes, if not ran by Nick Fuentes himself. Just kind of blows my mind. Like, this actually exists, and these people uploaded this thinking it made them look really fucking cool. And look at the thumb. It's cropped out, but the thumbnail for this, let's see, yeah, oh well, fuck it. Not too important. He looks like a maniac. Does he have a cool white van with no windows also? These questions and more, you'll have to tune into America First with Nick Fuentes.
I win! They fucking lose!
Everything was fine until he blocked you, right? No, I've been shitting on this guy, like, relentlessly for, like, a year and a half, probably longer than that, like 2-3 years. I just kind of poke fun at all of the people I think are all of the people who are acting absurd. You guys can't see, but I'm doing the TikTok dance right now. Cool it, buddy. One of these days, we're gonna get our white Wakanda, okay? We're gonna call that shit New Israel. Always lost on nothing else with $10. Surpassed, it says donation 231. Surpassed 10,000 comments. Have a reward. It's hard to take Nick Fuentes serious after hanging out with Big to trying to mac on chicks. Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing to say the least. I mean, let's be honest. The girl with the fucking eye, the massive eye, she at least seems sweet, you know, and like not a kid. Fucking crazy, man. Don't you want to pick up damaged goods at a bar? Well, I mean, there's a time and place for a thing like that, but he's a real lady killer. Yeah. Well, when he said no e-girls, he means no e-girls. Alright. So, here's a story. It was a Bloomberg story. Oh, wrong archive crop. That's the proper one. Japan's lost generation is still jobless and living with their parents. I figured that would be a good segue. For no reason at all. People still living with their parents over in Japan. The doors open only once. That's how often how people often describe Japan's hide-abound hiring system in which college students have their best shot at landing a coveted salaried position in the year approaching graduation. Those who successfully navigate the arduous corporate recruiting process will be rewarded with a secure place on the corporate ladder, along with regular raises and promotions. The rest are largely condemned to flit from one low-paying job to the next with little avenue for advancement and zero job security. So this article goes over the lack of job availability and career availability to even people with degrees over in Japan, and people are as old as like 50, having never moved out of their parents' house. The jobs are it's sort of, there's a lot of nepotism isn't the right word, but a lot of preferential treatment based on relationships, knowing people. You know how things are. It's not a matter of how hard you work, it's who you know, especially in a place like this. So it says here, Japan has an estimated 613,000 middle-aged hikikomori, a term usually used to describe socially withdrawn adolescents who hole up into their bedrooms, according to the results of a government survey released in March of last year. This is the one here. 613,000 in Japan aged 40 to 64 are recluses. And I have to reiterate, this is the generation that television raised. Locating interview subjects didn't prove it. Okay, that's not so important. So they interview these people, and it's basically just them saying there are just no chances for them. It reads, these people read like characters out of Fight Club. Thoughts on Martina's perspective? I've never heard of that one. No, I'm unfamiliar. So it's a rather lengthy article, but it goes, here's a graph. Share of Japan's employed workers, 2002 and 2019. Due to the theme on the browser, you probably can't see it. Fucks up with a graph because of the background. But in any case, things are pretty fucked over in Japan, but they still have robots, giant fighting robots. Well, they're working on it anyway. It can't move very fast, but it can still move. They still have one. So I also saw this, written by Billy Gates, Russell Falcon, and Avery Travis. Former Austin Public Library employee accused of stealing over $1.3 million in printer toner. So I think that comes up to what, like 4 printing cartridges? You've seen how fucking expensive that shit is. Isn't Vaush a lolicon advocate? I have no interest in talking to somebody. Why would a library have that much toner? Dude, it's basically the central bank of fucking ink. A former Austin Public Library employee has been arrested, accused of theft of at least $1.3 million in printer toner over a 12-year period. He's in it for the fucking long haul. Here he is lugging it out. Let's see. According to the report, he fraudulently bought and stole the printer toner and sold it online. Additionally, the report claims that Whited... Is his last name really Whited? Used an APL credit card to buy electronics and home goods for personal use. The report says the library's poor practices and procedures provided an opportunity for the man to steal from the city during his tenure. He was allowed to approve his own purchases, the report says, and he had insufficient oversight from his supervisors. Whited allegedly purchased at least $1.5 million, it says there, so the number's going up, worth of toner from October 2007 to July 2019 for the library based on available printer usage, the auditor's office estimated the library would only need about $150,000 worth of toner for that time frame. Damn, way to get yourself caught. He reportedly used city credit cards to buy at least $18,000 worth of items that appeared to be for personal use, and $15,000 of it was for consumer electronics like video games, virtual reality headsets, robotic vacuums, and a drone. Yeah, this is just reckless. Like, this is how he got caught right here. The report says between February 2017 and July 2019, White had used city credit cards to buy more than $140,000 worth of items. An investigator said due to poor inventory practices and inadequate purchasing records by APL, they couldn't come to an exact amount. So this guy probably could have kept this going for quite a while. But you make a expenditure of that size, somebody's going to come and ask some questions. Oh, hey, Davey. How you doing, man? I did see that you were going live, right, like, I don't know, about 20 minutes before I went live, and the thought had occurred to me. Maybe I should wait till he wraps up. And I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. I'm ready to say my piece. I'm ready to ramble. If I wait, the magic's gonna dissipate. The magic. Yeah, but so that was interesting. And then something I think some of you might be interested in. Officer in Breonna Taylor case who fired fatal shot has a fundraiser for his retirement. An online campaign seeks $75,000 for Miles Cosgrove so he can buy the rest of his service time to retire and focus on the safety of his family. Let's see if we can find that GoFundMe. It's like they don't even want to promote it. What the fuck? Maybe I want to throw him $1. There we go. They don't know. Like, maybe I want to give the guy $1. Maybe somebody that reads the article might want to throw money his way. They're not even going to leave a link. Kind of lame. Let's see if I can find it. His name. We'll just Google that. His GoFundMe is bare. Did they take it down? That's what I'm curious about. I do not see it. See, here's what's wrong, like fucked up about this, is when they decide who is allowed to do any of this. When do you think things are really going to get hellish? Give it another couple of months. Yeah, I'm not seeing this guy's GoFundMe. Like, they must have gotten it shut down. Hold on just a second, chat. Yeah, I cannot find it. I just want to read the GoFundMe, god damn it. Maybe that's somebody with a link. That is a negative. So they must have taken it down. Maybe this is the one we're looking for. Oh, they took it down. Yep, you are not allowed, you have not been authorized to make money to save your family, sir. How dare you assume that your family gets to eat? God, these people love making people starve. It's like, it's okay if this guy's family starves, but it's not okay if somebody dies by police. Here's the link that I got, or what I got when I clicked on the link. Me too, man. It's absolute horseshit. So, then if you go to Twitter, Give, Send, Go. So that is the one. Give, Send, Go. #1 free Christian crowdfunding site. $12,000 out of $75. And this person says, oh, I love it. I love it. Look how mad they are. There. You motherfuckers just won't stop disrespecting Breonna Taylor. Fuck you, Miles Cosgrove, and all of you trashy bastards who donated. Yeah, so this is the link, and it's not... We don't get to see it. Give, Send, Go. Yep. They took it down, the absolute cowardly bastards. Damn, he got it up to 53,000 too. Look at that. Now that's how you fucking grift, folks. So yeah, you can bet your ass he's not getting a cent. The media will trot out Oliver Darcy or something, and they'll make a big hit piece on him. See what we can find for Give, Send, Go. Oh yeah, here we go. A little bit of pressure on the internet. Give, Send, Go. You're supporting a murdered detective, Miles Cosgrove. He killed an innocent woman. That's not pro-life. And look at, they're all just saying it's not very pro-life to let this guy run a GoFundMe so he can feed his family. So this is how, of course, they organize. You know, you haven't been authorized to be able to feed your fucking kids. Ha! Boys, we found it. We fucking found it. Here it is. I do feel like I win now. I finally found it. This was buried, chat. I had to look really hard to find this fucking GoFundMe, or Give, Send, Go. So, here's the link. I'm going to share my fucking spoils with you guys. Found it. Eat a fucking cock. Never mind.
Cocksucker!
It has recently become clear that it will be impossible for Miles to safely return to his position serving the community with the Louisville Metro Police Department. We hope to raise enough funds to help him purchase the remainder of his service time or airtime so that he can retire from the LMPD and continue to focus on the safety of his family, a family that has been put continually at risk over the past few months. So they're pissed off. Get a load of this, chat. This is how fucking bullshit their outrage is. This guy is trying to raise this money so he can stop being a police officer. He wants to retire. So he's doing exactly what they want, and it's not good enough. Well, that's the thing, Kyle. He did his job. They didn't want him to do his job. That's the entire point. Anyway, Radio Ruin had $5. According to the boyfriend, Breonna Taylor shot at the cops first. Yeah, but none of that even matters when they have a new hero for the moment. When they have another corpse that they can ride through the streets and say, look at what you've done. And then they act just as fucked up as the people they say are fucked up. Or their projection of how fucked in the head the people they don't like are, they act like that. Rowan Sweeney. And that would I don't want to guess, but I kind of do want to guess. All right, let's switch over. And by the way, thank you for the super chat, my dude. Let's see, Rowan Sweeney. Let's see, we'll bring up the archive. There we are. Ohio boy, 4 years old, dies in his mother's arms after gunman invades home in a targeted attack. Oh, I see why this isn't covered. Okay. See, to even people who are left-leaning, there's no way that they can see these news stories that are buried and not notice the pattern, right? Like, there's no way that they can go online and unironically think that all that's going on in the world is innocent people doing nothing wrong and getting killed by police. That's all that's happening right now. That and Trump leaving the hospital and therefore he's getting millions of people killed. Somebody literally asked one of the journalists, these hacks, yelled at him, "Are you a super spreader, sir?" Like no fucking soul whatsoever. No independent thought. Nothing. Anyway, a 4-year-old Ohio boy is dead after a mass shooting that left multiple people seriously injured, and young Rowan Sweeney tragically dying in his mother's arms. According to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, police said that the shooting occurred around 2 a.m. Monday at a home in Struthers, Ohio. According to witness statements, a young, light-skinned... Chat, does this guy look light-skinned to you? There's a filter on... Here, let me fix this. There's a filter on screen. Does that guy look light-skinned to you on the left? That is a black man. And yes, he's a light-skinned black man, but he is not light-skinned. According to witness statements, a young light-skinned black male walked into the home and opened fire. None of the people in the home knew the suspected gunman. Struthers Police Chief Tim Roddy and Rowan Sweeney died tragically in his mother's arms. Or, Struthers Police Chief Tim Roddy said Rowan Sweeney died tragically in his mother's arms. It's not clear what prompted the shooting, however, it was announced on Tuesday that 24-year-old Kimoni Bryant turned himself in to authorities on Monday evening in connection with the mass shooting and Rowan Sweeney's death. Roddy credited the arrest to the work and collaboration between local, state, and federal authorities. He turned himself in. You can't take credit for it. He turned himself in. That's so fucking outrageous. But this is the shit we have to deal with. Right? So just the grieving father. We won't read his statement because it's just sad. Poor fucking guy. Police say the suspect Bryant walked in through the front door of the home and began yelling and firing shots into the house. Neighbors reported hearing around 5 to 8 gunshots before the suspect ran out of the home and fled the scene. According to NBC affiliate WFMJ, Rowan Sweeney's mother Schneider can be heard yelling, "My son is dead," in a 911 call made shortly after the mass shooting. Wow, does that mean we're going to talk about gun control some more? You know, I know it's kind of a fucking redundant thing at this point, but you know, it's mass shooting, therefore we have to have a discourse about how people having guns, right? Instead of just admitting that some people are fucked and sometimes shit happens. But obviously this is a crazy motherfucker that I don't doubt for a second would stop at nothing. If somebody said you're not allowed to own a gun, he would go, "Oh, I'll find one." That's what I believe. I believe that you can't just prevent people from getting shit. Again, the arrogance of humankind and government. They think that they can prevent shit like this. Oh, I did see the Proud Boys are more proud than ever before. I'll probably talk about it tomorrow on the Crock Pod. And then also remember that we have to, it's white supremacy. We have to throw away all of our fucking rights. Our ability to speak openly, our ability to organize, or a right to organize. We have to watch what we say everywhere because you're not allowed to make a bad joke or have fun anymore because there are racist people out there. Statistically, about 10,000. 10,000, and because of those 10,000 people, we have to just throw it away and live as prisoners for the rest of our lives. Don't mind you about those peaceful demonstrators, the thousands of them that are literally burning down cities. We have to be and what irritates me about all of this is there's a lot to be said about the alt-right, but I've never seen the alt-right burn down a city. I've never seen them just pull somebody out of a car and kill them. The body count for the alt-right is one person having a heart attack in front of a traffic accident. It's a stretch, but we'll give them this one. They have one body count. How many people have died in the riots? How many people have Black Lives Matter killed? In the name of progress. Is this the price of progress? This is us living in occupation. And the media doing everything they can to try to keep the people brainwashed, who are brainwashed. There aren't a lot of them, but there are just enough to give the illusion of consensus. The illusion that we all agree on all of these facts. Facts like, do you believe the climate is changing? Like anything in this universe is static. Of course it's changing. Seem to recall a lot of low-income houses getting burnt down when Antifa rolled through. Antifa and Black Lives Matter. When was the last time they made anybody's life who was black better? When was the last time they went through a poor neighborhood to disadvantaged homes? And I'm not talking about persons of color, but no, when was the last time you went to a poor-ass neighborhood where there are all sorts of people? I've seen these places, you've seen these places. There's white trash people living there. There are Mexicans, there are Asian people, there are blacks, and they all live together. And I've never seen a situation, because all the poor people are too fucking broke to have any sort of preference. But you never see all of the, a great example is Colin Kaepernick. Or who's that one that likes to read the books, the first page of the books? You never see them take their millions of fucking dollars and go to a poor neighborhood and just go, hey, here's like a $5,000 gift card for food. For the grocery store, your local grocery store. Also, here's a new car. I got everyone on this block a new car. It's fun. Only bikers do that stuff. Isn't that weird? Isn't that really weird? And I actually agree with you on that. The fact of the matter is, and I know I'm preaching to the choir. You all know this, but Black Lives Matter has not made anyone's life better. Not for the black community, whatever that's supposed to mean. Our selected group of African Americans who are allowed to be persons of color. The rest of them are all evil race traitors. Fucked. We had $4.99 from Kyle G. You see the NFAC shot themselves again? Dude, that ND was a felon. I did not see that. The NFAC. I don't get the acronyms, but let's see if we can. NFAC. The Not Fucking Around Coalition. Okay, that's a great fucking name. Pardon my French, but I just really approve of that name. Not Fucking Around protests in Lafayette over the police shooting of Trayford Pellerin. Like, how can anybody ever keep track of all these fucking people? Like, they try to make celebrities out of people who fucking get shot by police. It's the strangest thing. Protest organized by a black paramilitary group and attended by several community groups ended peacefully Saturday in Lafayette, Louisiana, despite the arrest of one person who police say accidentally fired a weapon at the event. Oh, nice of CNN. You see that they're cleaning it up. They brought their fucking broom and dustpan. They're on the fucking case. A leader of the NFAC said the person who accidentally discharged the firearm was not part of their group. Oh, good. You know, this is a public service announcement for the NFAC by CNN. Isn't that great? Peaceful demonstration, it says. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into this some more. This is... No, I don't want the news. I don't want anything from you, CNN. Here it is. This is why everyone's so worried. Let's bring this up. Gasping for air. He's gasping. We've all got to be concerned now. We're all gonna die. The real Teal says, I literally cannot send you a super chat. That's strange. Normally I wouldn't be like, hey, you should check it, you know, but if you, the Streamlabs link should work. I mean, let me see if the, alerts are up, but I don't think I have them in the right area. Yeah, that should be. But that is weird. Can't breathe. Now Trump can't breathe, and they're cheering it on. Gasps like Mussolini. Literally, like Hitler, basically. You know who else breathed? Hitler. You know who couldn't breathe? George Floyd. Do you need any more facts? He's the good guy. As you can see, conveniently labeled good guy. Lee Murphy with $6.66. If Black Lives Matter mattered to black people, they decimate Planned Parenthood buildings and burn Margaret Sanger images in effigy. You would think, right? Literal eugenicist. What's up, you grifter? I unironically want to get the How to Be an Internet Grifter book out there. I think that could be fun. I think he had to be taking the Jerry Nadler approach. Have you guys heard of... That was a louder noodle than I expected. Let's see if I can bring up Nadler shitting his pants. He apparently never played Don't Shit Your Pants. I mean, we've all been there. Is that a fart? No, that is not a fart. Emergency. Emergency. That's the one right there. You know, when people talk about...
number one!
People talk about how, you know, oh my god, Trump is so unpresidential. Is this a guy who should be in charge? Look at him waddling like a penguin. He shit his pants in front of God and everybody, and we couldn't find anyone. There was nobody else we could put up there? Cocksucker! Cocksucker is right.
I just got a free cheeseburger bite in there. I just picked it up and made it.
Free cheeseburger bite. I didn't see any of you guys get a free cheeseburger bite. He's doing the crab walk. Like, we deserve better than this, right? I think it's not asking too much to get a competent fucking villain. Oh man. And then we had $4.99 from Kyle G. If it even looked as if Nancy didn't want to step behind the podium, like something was off the ground. You can also tell when she smelled it. Yeah, like, let's go ahead and play that again. But she'd be familiar with that sort of thing, I'm sure. Digital Waffles with $2. Been watching since 16. How are you coping with life? Damn, dude, that's been a while. It's like right when I started fucking uploading. Well, thanks for sticking around for so long, man. I'm doing good. humble pie has been a mainstay dish of my life for the past few months. Learning to accept defeat with your head held high. It's kind of, I don't know what's the right word for it, but there are good things to take away from loss. And I have learned a whole lot recently, but the biggest thing I have learned is how much I have to learn. So I've had a very introspective last year. A lot of reflecting and all of that lame self-reflective bullshit that I wouldn't want to bother any of you with. But it's just life being life. And it's been a real heavy year. But like I said, I've been learning a lot. And my lifestyle, I guess you could say, has been changing around. And yeah, I just started work like full-time again this last week. It was absolute a fucking shit fest, man. People are so eager to go out. And the real deal with $5, thank you, everyone, by the way. It's off top. I'm bringing the microphone closer so you can actually hear me as I read it. This is off topic. Please help me though. If your girlfriend has a nose piercing and your parents hate piercings, is it okay to ask them to take it out to meet the parents for the first time? My argument is the nose piercing doesn't need to define you. I don't think it's outrageous, especially if you just explain to her just like that. I think most people are more than willing to try to help the family. I think any reasonable person, you say, hey, my folks are kind of against this, can we just pop that out while we're at dinner? I mean, most people tend to take out their piercings for, earrings and shit for like work. So, no, I don't think that's too much at all, too much to ask. But like I said, just put it to her just like that would be my advice. Hey, my parents, I would like them to have a better first impression of you, and I personally like the piercing, or I personally don't have a problem with it, or however you want to put it. But explain that, their perception of you matters to me, and I think this could help prevent any bad first impressions. That would be how I would put it. But I habitually put my fucking foot in my mouth, so I might not be the best person to get advice from, but if I were to deal advice on that, that's what I would give you. And then dog backwards with $1 New Zealand. No message, but appreciated regardless. Thank you. And then a Kyle G with $4.99. Chuck Norris for President 2024. That wouldn't surprise me all that much. Hey, kitty. Trying to climb up on the... Chuck Norris. That could be interesting. If only he goes as Walker, Texas Ranger. As long as he gets his co-host from Walker, Texas Ranger, I think it could be good. I'd watch it. All right. Okay, so my chat is broken? Yeah, okay, there we go. I knew something was up for a minute. I'm buy that for $1. Maybe I should just start ripping off Ghost Politics. So yeah, Nadler shitting his pants. Trump gasping for air. What else do we got? It seems like it might be a bit of a boring day. What do you think in chat? Where should we go from here? We're an hour in. This is usually the unwind, hangout portion. We'll see what we got here. We got some Unicorn Riot. You guys like Unicorn Riot?
Places where camping looks like it would be.
Remember, Trump rewarded Black Lives Matter for $500 billion for destroying and killing. Isn't that great? Baked. Are we talking Baked Alaska? Is he streaming? Should we go stream snipe Baked Alaska again?
All right, know you think. And we lost all of our stuff at Civic Park. They started building the fence around us before they ever told us to get out, and we lost everything. My wife and I had to start over several times. It's really hard, really hard.
How do I share links? I have links enabled, but it for some reason fucks around with people. Is Tammy still alive? I have no idea. I have no idea. I lost track of that story. We'll let this play for a little bit. It's only 50 minutes, but this is their big protest on Unicorn Riot. Trying to burn down another city.
Lunch meat. I'm not sure if the other residents are here right now. Tomasa, can you hear me? If Tomasa's here. Tomasa, go into the mic. Tomasa. Might have to come back to Tomasa. So as we're waiting on Tomasa, let's have the residents of neighbors around here, residents who live in houses in this neighborhood, are here to say why they oppose these sweeps. Why they say no, we're residents living in houses and we don't think that people should be swept from block to block. So we're very honored to have some neighbors right here in this very block. Alexis.
Alright, I am absolutely bored by this. Let's skip forward.
Okay, I'm crazy. But I'm crazy good. Okay, crazy good. There are people out there that couldn't.
We have to do what they say.
They couldn't possibly live out here. And they're so scared every day that someone's gonna snatch it away.
She's trying to keep the sun out of her eyes. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Let them take my shit away. But they are going. They do it. They do this dangle thing. This dangle thing where they're like, oh, you need a walker? Oh, you can't poop outside? Oh, okay, well then don't ever have a friend over. Don't ever do anything that is something that acts like you are just waiting to die. I'm so sorry, but that is real. Yes. That is fucking real. Yes. They make them sit in their apartments all the time. I did not know I was gonna do this. Sorry.
What the fuck are we watching? Wait, what the hell happened? I have no idea what she's going on about. Did you see the Cancerless Gym show? Yes, that was very good. What I liked about it, it was not even possible. It was the editing and production was superior to anything Jim could have done himself, which isn't a knock to him. It was better than anything I could have done. It was very well produced. I was impressed. The reason it keeps pausing the chat on screen is because I'm using that iteration of chat to read. Keep going. Yeah, we got. Because she's like, I didn't know I was gonna do this tonight. Oh fuck. Yeah, we gotta keep going.
Real. This is real. People need to fucking hear this shit.
They're stuck in their apartments. They're stuck in their apartments with no friends and no life.
Damn.
I'm evicted because I'm not that girl.
Shots fucking fired, chat.
You know, like, they're 68. They need it. They need. Who wants to get busy dying? You either get busy living or you get busy dying. And there's an entire population of people on Cap Hill that I'm aware of. They're getting busy dying because, and that's not having anything to do with these 10 people. Nothing to do with this. None of that has anything to do with it. It has to do with the housing part. They won't let people have friends. They won't let people have friends. They won't let people have boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever. And you know,
yeah,
Tara,
I have no idea what she's
this is fucking
going on about.
Sorry,
I'm
doing great. She's a veteran.
I am a veteran.
She's
am a homeless veteran. I was in the Army. I was a 91 Alpha combat medical specialist. And I live in a tent right over there. But I hate that tent because
it fucking sucks, right?
Because people are so ugly and awful.
Reserve a house.
You can walk across the street. And you guys will feel anybody that's over here, because you guys are so fucking cool to be here right now. You go across the street and you'll feel the wall of negativity. You'll feel it. You'll feel it when you walk across the street. Because they're so sad. Oh my God.
Man, good thing the Republicans did so much for all the veterans, right? I might sound like a dick, but it's because I've seen this shit firsthand. People like this get exploited, used by the military-industrial complex, and then shot out. And now she gets to be a useful idiot for these fucking commies. Yeah. Breaks mine too, man. Breaks my heart, I mean.
Because nobody knows what to do. I'll play a song for you, but I'm not done talking.
I hope she's done talking, because I'm done listening. We'll move over.
Alright, well, get fucked!
28? No fucking way she's 28 years old. If she's 28 years old, that means she was born in 91, right? Fuck, 92? 92 or 91, depending on when her birthday was. Nah, man. She probably is on drugs too, but a lot of the people in the military that get fucking dicked around after, I don't know, man. I could get into it. It's not something that I have all my facts to back me up now, but my life experience tells me one thing, and maybe she lives in a tent because she spends all her money on meth. Yeah, she can't blame her drug habit on discharge from the military. You know what? I maybe should just walk that back and say it's very likely that this person's just a fuck up. So she said she was in 91. Okay. So she was in the military in 91. So yeah, I will walk that one back. You know, I will say that a lot of people do get left hanging. Kyle G with $4.99. She's a product of lowered standards, should have never been accepted. You're fucking 100% right, man. Although we don't know what she looked, what kind of human being she was when she was accepted into the military. It just, what's sad about this is just seeing so many of the people of this generation and the generations before us completely devastated. As fun as it was to kind of laugh at this person strung out on drugs with a fucking bullhorn, kind of sad. He lives in a tent in the park's not even a van by the river. Yeah, that Sammy girl that Baked Alaska was streaming with. I mean, hell, she has a trailer at least. Anyway, where are we at? Where are we sitting time-wise? R13. Brevity is the soul of wit, chat. Incoherent people are really funny. That is true. If incoherent people weren't ever found to be funny, I don't think anyone would watch the show, so. Zing. Do you remember the homeless lady defending Trump's star in Hollywood? I do, actually. I used that clip for, I don't know if it'll be for this week's Crockpot episode, but I was working on an updated introduction, and that clip pops up in there. Eddie Sanchez, holy shit, I caught a midnight show. Welcome, man. It's almost over, but you made it. You can say you were here. You can brag to your friends. Imagine. Baked is in love with that potato. There's something that comes off really sweet about her, but you know that she's just fucking nuts. She seems like a nice lady, which is why you should be extra careful, Baked. That being said, man, what an insufferable prick. Hi, kitty. What an insufferable prick to this woman's having. Like, saw her crying. Time to get down. Crying on the side of the road and said, that's somebody I want to have super chats blared at for several hours. That person had no idea what they were getting themselves into. And so when it came out that they were going to give her $1,000, I don't know if she ever took the money, but I felt she fucking earned every penny and she deserved her $1,000. No, Baked, you gotta pay the piper, man. You took that lady out for an evening. You gotta pay her for her time. And whatever you do during that allotted time is between you and her as consenting adults. But you gotta pay that bitch what she owe. That's all I'm saying. What you owe, rather. What she worth. Okay, what you owe her, not what she's worth. Good shit. How long do these things usually go? I usually I go for an hour and a half, typically. Ad is really trying to get my attention right now, though. Kitty. Time to stop. Okay? I mean, it's actually time to stop. Out from under there. You know this has water in it. I will spray you. Don't even move. Right by my computer. Come on. I'm literally fighting with my cat right now. Thank you. Literally, we're about to start duking it. You gonna put them up? Put them both up. This one right here. This is called the Slayer. This one's called Onslaught. Damn. Anyway, sorry. Poor kitty. Okay, Kyle G with $4.99. I know what kind she was before. I served with her ilk, and these people get others maimed and killed. That's an important. Yeah, I didn't think about that aspect of it. Maybe I was unfair, and I probably should. It's kind of the consequence of just saying whatever comes to your mind in front of 100 people. Yeah, you're probably right. Can you imagine having to put your life in her hands? Definitely something to think about. It's not something a reality I'd want to live, that's for sure. Speaking of the mic, hold up mic. Yeah, this thing is really close to my face, so when I was moving around a little bit, we lost track for a second. Alright, we got a clip here. There we are. Antifa militant Jeffrey Singer, who was arrested and released overnight, previously went on an expletive-laden tirade at a city council meeting. Antifa were broadcasting their agenda in public years ago.
I am done watching you, Mayor Wheeler. Yeah. I am so done coming here and using big words. I haven't even done it that many times, but I am done. I am done watching you look at me with that look. You're talking about sanctuary? We know it is a pointless term. It means not a goddamn thing. I have been up all night. Literally, I have not slept, stewing over the fucking fact that one of your pigs shot a boy point blank range with a fucking assault rifle, Wheeler. This is out of control. It's ridiculous. It's all sanctuary. What sanctuary? Sanctuary from the rivers of fucking blood running our goddamn streets? Sanctuary from the fucking cold? It's over. There's no more asking you for a goddamn thing. Fuck you.
That's right. And you see, it's just not enough. Big word. It's exactly big words. I kind of agree with some of the sentiment, which is you guys are fucking hacks and you don't actually care about any of us. But this is just a part of his LARP. Let's continue.
You are a cap. And you may all interrupt my testimony as much as you like. As much as you like. Because your righteous indignation fills me with a fire, comrades. I will tell you what, Wheeler. What do you think this is? It's a fucking gas mask. my own capital, my own labor. I had to put into this, protect myself from your violent and oppressive paramilitary organization that only thirsts for blood. You are a capitalist, a treasurer, a statist, a tyrant. You are nothing to me. You are just scum. This is nothing about sanctuary. This is a chew out. To let you know, this is little Beirut, Mayor Wheeler. This is the city of roses, and it has thorns. They're standing behind me. There's people getting real fucking done with fucking around with your cops in the street. You are laying the fucking seeds for an insurrection.
He's literally going full ISIS in there, like telling them, "You will do what I fucking ask, or you will do as I ask, or my cronies here are make things difficult for you." It's fucking great. I feel the same way about him though. You have no right to fucking come in here and pretend that you're some fucking warlord. You don't get to do this. I hope they put his ass on a list somewhere, and he's probably a fucking psychopath. He sounds like one. He doesn't sound like he wants to make life better for anybody. What's your big idea, sir? Should we just have police do whatever the fuck they want? That's what you don't want, right? Well, the police are going to have to become more tyrannical to deal with people like you. And yeah, they're not doing what you want. They're not doing what I want either. And hell, maybe if they are getting what they want by acting like fucking terrorists, maybe it sends a message that somebody like myself shouldn't say it on a fucking live stream. The message is, behavior like this works. Instilling people with fear and terror works. That's what the message is here. And not only that, but he has immunity. That's the thing, Radio. As much as I loved hearing him tell those people who are absolute soulless pricks that he's done, I wouldn't lose a wink of sleep if this guy disappeared in the middle of the night. It does not seem like a human being who cares about anyone but his own pursuit of feeling like a virtuous human being, even if it causes his city to burn down as a consequence of his own actions. Kyle G with $1.99. Yes, I lived it. Meaning, can you imagine having to put your life in somebody's hands like the woman we saw before? Yeah, that would be some shit. I don't even want to imagine a situation like that. So, my condolences, man. And also, thanks for putting your life on the line like that. Anyway, what a cool dude, eh, chat? A lot of us are done too, and who knows what's gonna happen. Just gonna have to stay safe and keep our head level, keep a cool fucking head. Antifa thinking they're saving the world. Wheeler's Antifa challenger is 11% ahead in the polls. Yeah, the people in areas like that do buy into shit like we're the good guys mentality. We're the good guys because we say we oppose all of evil. Well, I oppose all forms of bad things and all bad thoughts. Everything that is bad, I stand firmly against. Because I'm a virtuous and good human being. So therefore, anyone who opposes anything I say or do, they're just simply bad as a consequence of being against me, who is good. Period. It checkmate, everybody. Anyway, I feel like it's a good time to wrap up. Where are we at? We're at 3. Oh, hold on. We'll hang out for a minute. I see a wait. We're a city of roses and we have thorns. Please stop laughing. That's exactly it. Let's see. Yeah, Antifa is an idea, not an organization. I saw Biden say that. Bring up that. Jesus Christ, these people are fucking nuts. Oh, man. An idea. Here we go.
Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got it,
not militia.
You know, and I think he is speaking a little bit of sense. Because you know what else is an ideology, not an organization? National Socialism. You know what is also an ideology and not an organization? Fascism. You know, suddenly this is starting to make sense to me. This line of inquiry, that particular statement, that argument. I get it now. Ready or Ruin with $4.99. We're the anti-bad guy squad. If you oppose our methods, you must be pro-bad guy. Nothing we do is bad. We're anti-bad guys. Get it? It's a great meme because it's 100% true. That's their logic. It's that of a child. There's no nuance, no understanding that some people that call themselves good or evil. Some people who are good in pursuit of doing things that are good might do things that are bad or evil. Fucking in Final Fantasy, I just played through Final Fantasy VII, right? Barrett is basically a domestic terror. He's a domestic terrorist, and by the end of the story, when they're talking about like the things they've done and why they're trying to save the planet, he says, "I did a lot of horrible shit trying to do good," and he takes responsibility for it. That's like his character arc, basically. And when the remake was coming out, a lot of these people were like, see, these cool guys, Avalanche, they're so cool, they're Antifa, kind of. Yeah, well, Avalanche, even though Shinra's the one that caused this, it takes two to tango. So, in a lot of ways, Avalanche is just as culpable in the thousands of people that died in Midgar as Shinra is, even if they're the ones that dropped the plate. Anyway. Yeah, all of the politicians have fucking kids that are into these weird organizations. Really makes you wonder. Oh, when the story starts, they were kicked out of the other Avalanche cells for their radical and violent tactics. I forgot about that. Yes, that is, yeah, that's true. And, I don't know. I think there was a lot of that game, like the plot and the symbolism that was lost on me as a kid. I'm glad I went back and played through it because it is a really well-written game. Like the pursuit of actualization or self-actualization. I liked how they approached it, where with Cloud, you aren't sure who he is. He's not sure who he is. Like, there's that, is he really just a fucking Frankenstein monster of human body parts, or was he ever a human being? How deep did Hojo's experiments go? And you can really determine the truth if you do pay attention. And he was a real person, but he didn't really become who he is until he stood up to Sephiroth to protect Tifa. That's when he discovered his potential. But I don't know. There's some parts of that game that hit me in the fucking feels, man. I'm not gonna lie. But that was a good time. Like I said, a lot of the deeper elements about identity were lost on me as a kid. Show keeps getting blocked. Oh fuck, sorry man. YouTube's fucked like that. I don't understand. Like some things get through, and then you have to like put a letter. You have to speak in leak code for them to for it to go through. Hard disagree. You don't like Final Fantasy VII? I was always more of a Final Fantasy VI kind of guy. Like, I have Final Fantasy VI artwork up in my place. But I thoroughly enjoyed my replay of Final Fantasy VII. I also played Remake this year. I got the Platinum Trophy on that. Good. What a fucking ride that was, which I won't even get into now, but... wasn't Sephiroth actually Jenova in Sephiroth's form until the final fight? Yes. Yes. Yeah, and I didn't understand that at all. I've never played through Final Fantasy VII all the way. I played till, I think, Disc 2 or 3. A Remake was shit. I had so many nitpicks with the remake, but I liked the gameplay loops. Like, the battling was fun. I liked it. But especially towards the end, the ending of the game, the whole game I'm going, this just feels like a Kingdom Hearts game. Why did you put Kingdom Hearts in my Final Fantasy VII game? And then by the end of it, you're fighting a Kingdom Hearts boss. It's not from Kingdom Hearts, but it's a Kingdom Hearts boss. Like, okay. You platinumed, yeah, I did. The New Game Plus was hard. Yes, it was. I beat that game like a I was gonna come up with an off-color joke. Yeah, no, I did beat it. That was a hard as fuck playthrough. The thing is once you approach it like all of the battles are puzzles, it's fairly straightforward. Like, there's a ROM hack of Final Fantasy VI called Brave New World, another one I played through during quarantine, and the bosses are super tanky. They rebalanced the entire game. They fixed all of the broken things in the game. It's crazy the amount of work they went into with Brave New World 2.0. And anyway, each boss fight is a puzzle fight / endurance fight. It just made the game so difficult. But yeah, I've never finished Final Fantasy 9. I did finish 7 when I was a kid. I got a little into 8 and just couldn't get into it. But yeah, I've just been on a video game kick lately. Although I was really impressed with myself to the point of a friend of mine came over and she's a fan of Final Fantasy. I'm like, hey, do you like Final Fantasy 7? She goes, it's like my favorite game. You know I like Final Fantasy 7. I'm like, watch me beat Sephiroth. It's great. I had 7 mastered pairs of mime and counter. So you start the battle with Omni Slash, and then you just set the controller down. And the next time Cloud takes damage, he attacks with Omni Slash 7 times. Battle over. It was the most broken thing. Anyway. I'm at the end of FF8 and losing motivation to see. I've heard 8 is one of the better ones, but yeah, I lost momentum at the Tomb of the Unknown King. I forget, something else probably came out at the time, or maybe I got into shooters. Oh, the Graveyard Dog in New Game Plus. Oh yeah, that one was hard. And the thing with Remake is that there were some RNG elements to some of the New Game Plus boss battles. So, and yeah, no, regular Final Fantasy VII's pretty broken. I did a few exploits in it to give myself 99 power sources. Pretty good. So basically 4 hours into Final Fantasy VIII, you lost interest. I probably put more time into it than that, like leveling up and grinding. But that sounds about right, yeah. And I bought that when I was a kid. Like, I forgot how I made money in that particular instance, but I actually saved money to buy a copy of that, my broke ass. And I ended up, I think I traded it to somebody. I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling this. Traded it for like Legend of Dragoon or something like that. Which I would love an excuse to go through that one again. Yeah, multiple saves, no shit. When I was playing through 7 this most recent time, I put a save file at each part of the game so I can go back to any part of the game I want to read it. Anyway, yeah, I'll go ahead and wrap up, chat. It's always a pleasure. Aviation Arms, you made it right before I concluded, but it's always good to see you. Good to see the people in chat. The regulars and everything. I'm still doing good. I've just been working a lot. But this is mostly just a shoot the shit stream. Yeah, nerding out basically. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get back into Spelunky 2, despite me being incredibly salty about it. But we'll keep at it. We'll see. Eventually, maybe I might even get to Eggplant World. Who knows? But anyway, take care, everybody. Have a good night, and I'll see you later. I'll also be doing the Crockpot with Davey over on that channel. Let me drop the link. There you are. That's the channel. It'll go live there. I also need to put up the most recent episode and then tomorrow's episode onto Spotify and iTunes and shit. So I'll get to that when I get there. Anyway, take care, everybody, and I will see you all later.